We're back with another episode of Blockbuster Underground. It's Dave back again from somewhere in Ontario. We're going to do a recap of SDCC 2024, at least in regards to the Marvel stuff that they announced. Much of it quite shocking. We'll get to it. Anyhow, they did a Deadpool panel the Thursday night. Showed the movie to Hall H, which was pretty cool, and then they brought out all the cameo guys on stage for a bow at the end sort of thing. So yeah, go back and check my Deadpool review if you haven't seen it. Deadpool and Wolverine review. If you haven't seen it yet, check that out if you'll be up to speed with that. But what they did do at Comic-Con was they on Saturday had a Marvel panel, which is basically MCU updates. Now, a lot of people were thinking, hey, we're going to see some Daredevil footage, all right. No. They started off the panel with Captain America, Brave New World, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one they started with. They showed a clip. I have yet to find it online. I looked. But they showed a clip to the audience of Harrison Ford as President Ross turning into Red Hulk in front of the White House. No context for why, where, when, whatever, but sounds pretty cool. They had the cast out there, and then the director apparently had COVID, so Anthony Mackie's like, oh, I brought someone cooler than that. Hey, Mr. President! Out comes Harrison Ford. He gets out there, he does like a Hulk imitation, he points to the screen first, and he's like, wow! And the crowd were on their feet. Outstanding. He just turned 82, guys. Just let that sink in for a second. Hopefully, Brave New World is going to be better than Dial of Destiny was, because... What? Yeah, check my review on that, too, later on, further back in the channel. Yeah, biggest disappointment of that year. Maybe. But there were a lot of stinkers. But anyway, so they did the Captain America panel. They switched to Thunderbolts, and David Harbour was in full Red Guardian costume walking through the crowd, basically saying, I am the Red Guardian, I am here to destroy everyone, blah, blah, blah. And the rest of the cast are up on stage in their civilian clothes, and there was one crack where he's like, wait a minute, guys, weren't we all supposed to dress up? Like, what the hell, didn't you get the email? So they did a whole panel on the Thunderbolts. They still didn't explain why the asterisk is on the end of the title. Apparently that's something that's top secret. We can't let anyone know that. That's probably something pretty goofy. Like ingredients may vary. Something like that. The tagline, I think, is careful who you assemble. So this is basically like Suicide Squad version of the Avengers. Suicide Squad version in the MCU. Blah. Don't mind me. Vacation. God love it. Still rest of this week and Civic holiday to go. Woo! Anyhow, so Thunderbolts came out. They did their thing. Next up was the Fantastic Four, and Feige had Matt Shakman come out, who's directing the movie. He was involved in the WandaVision series, for those who did or did not know. But side note. Anyway, he's like, yeah, Pedro sent the picture on Instagram of the cast. They're in London right now. We're starting to shoot on like Monday or Tuesday. And he's like, who are we kidding there? I mean, they're here. Of course they're here. And out come Pedro and even moss-bacharach, Vanessa Kirby, and guy who plays Johnny Storm. I'll remember his name soon. Joseph Quinn. Buh. Anyhow. Don't mind me. Long weekend. Actually, it's Tuesday. Whatever. They came out. They talked a bit about stuff. Ebon said that he actually got a text message from Mark Ruffalo saying, hey man, don't freak out. The mo capture stuff is pretty easy to do and it's pretty fun. I don't know about easy. But they talked a bit about the movie. Not really. They did like a few days of shooting where they were shooting a couple of small things, and they showed like a reel of what they've shot so far. So if you look on YouTube, you can find it. Maybe, I don't know. This was on Sunday I found it. So it may have been pulled by now. Copyright strikes everywhere by Disney for that shit. That's why I'm not going to show it here. But I saw the footage. Basically, it looks like the Jetsons almost. It's supposed to be an alternate galaxy or alternate reality New York circa 1960. So I'm thinking it's going to be based on like those like photos and pictures, drawings you'd see. Like, this is going to be Earth in 1975, and it's like flying cars and fucking spaceships taking off and shit. And it's like, not quite there yet. Still don't even have those self-lacing sneakers yet, you bastards at Nike. But anyway, I digress. They showed some footage, them in their spacesuits. Apparently, this will not be an origin story. Thank God. I think we're basically over the origin stories. Like, if we run an origin story, find a buddy who's got a Marvel Plus subscription and just read the fucking first couple of issues. I've found that has come in very handy lately. Just FYI. Anyway, I keep getting off track here. Typical. Anyway, the Fantastic Four panel wrapped, and they're like, yeah, we're out of here. We're going back to London. We're going to start shooting, and the movie comes out next summer. Like, okay. Ooh. Next up, we had, big drum roll, the directors of of Avengers Secret Wars come out, and yes, it is the Russo brothers are back. Apparently they brought Stephen Marcus with them too. No, McFeely. Stephen McFeely came back. Marcus, I think, said no, so McFeely's the main writer, replacing Michael Waldron, who's the writer of Loki season 1. Yeah, it gets really confusing, especially when you talk about like, production design and like behind the scenes stuff. Fuck, you think the casting shit is weird. Oof. Speaking of which, come on, what's going on with Blade? No updates. No updates. No updates. They're still saying November 2025. It's like, you're running out of time there, lads. What are you doing? It fucking blows my mind they can't crack a Blade movie yet. I mean, you got Mahershala Ali basically sitting there, fucking best before expiry date is going on the shelf. He got so fucking bored, he went off to do the Jurassic Park movie they're shooting now. So, I mean, fuck, he's got to keep the rent paid somehow. He's just, like, sitting on it 5 years. Anyway, even Wesley Snipes at one point commented, and he's like, it's weird they can't crack the secret sauce on this, because it's pretty straightforward. He's a half vampire who hunts vampires and fucks people up to a fucking banger soundtrack. So, yeah. That scene in Blade 2 when he gets out of the bloodbath and the guys at all the fucking SWAT team show up. Oh my god. 32 guys he kills in that scene. Went back and counted one day. And it's got a great soundtrack. Did you know Donnie Yen was the fight coordinator on Blade 2? And he also played Snowman, one of the gang that gets killed. He gets killed right early on in the fucking club scene. But anyway, back to Avengers. Yeah, so Russo brothers come out and they're like, yeah, we're going to do Secret Wars. We've always wanted to do it. We missed you guys, blah, 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 all that bullshit. And they're like, but there is one character that's missing who we need to get in here before we can do Secret Wars. So we're going to do another Avengers movie, which was the Kang Dynasty one, which obviously Jonathan Majors' situation. Oops, we need an alternative option. Quickly. Quick, shake the magic 8-ball. What does it say? It says you're fucked. Oh no. But yeah, so they were like, yeah, the one character that's missing is Doctor Doom. And it's like, holy shit, finally, we're going to get Doctor Doom. Right on, okay. I've heard rumors Cillian Murphy might, maybe Mads Mikkelsen. And they're like, there's only one actor in the world who can play this role. And he is. And out walks this person with the Doom mask on and the hood and everything. They pop the hood off, they pull the mask off. It's RDJ. Back from the dead as Victor Von Doom. Huh? I don't know. Raggy? Ruby? Ugh. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna. What? Yeah, but it is legit happening. They weren't like, yeah, sorry, psych, somebody else. We haven't cast them yet. So yeah, Downey is gonna play Doctor Doom, which should be quite interesting. I'm guessing his first appearance is gonna be in the stinger scene they put on Fantastic Four. Because the next Avengers movie, which is coming up probably sometime after Fantastic Four, yeah, it's summer 2026. Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, and then they're doing Avengers Secret Wars, and that's in 2027. So, more reason to stay alive. Hey, perfect. Let's see, what else did they announce? Michael Giacchino is doing the soundtrack or score for the Fantastic Four. The next two Avengers movies are going to be shooting in London and not Atlanta. So they must have some cush deal cut with a big tax break and some prime studio space lined up in the UK to be doing that. Speaking of cush and luxury fucking workspaces, the rumor is the Downey for doing these movies is going to be making $50 million base per film with bonuses. So I'm guessing there's going to be a substantial payout at certain box office levels and probably also a percentage take on the box office total itself, a la Alec Guinness did for A New Hope, where he got 2.25% of the box office and made more money from that film than from his entire career. Yeah, there's another story I remember reading recently. Tom Hollander, who's also an actor, works in Hollywood and all the rest, got an email once. He has the same talent agency as Tom Holland, aka Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, aka Disney Bucks. So anyway, he got an email by mistake that was supposed to be for Tom Holland for a notification of a bonus payout that he was going to be receiving from one of the Avengers, either Infinity War or Endgame, probably Infinity War. But Hollander said that the bonus pay number that was shown in the email was six figures and larger than any money he'd ever made on his entire career. So that's why these guys are sticking around, and that's why they're trying to reset the fucking timelines now, because these guys are starting to cost a little bit too much manure. They got to find some cheaper options. I mean, look at what DC did with Superman. Got rid of Henry Cavill. He wanted 15 million plus, overseeing the writing and producer credit and all the rest. And they're like, "Fuck you, man. We'll get this guy. Looks just like you. He's about 10 years younger, and we can get him for about $300,000. So suck it." And then fucking Cavill shows up as the Cavalrine. Well, the Witcher gig didn't turn out for him, so whatever. He was good in the Mission Impossible movie, though. I don't know, that guy's, he's got a fucked up career, man. You'd think he'd be like a massive movie star, like in fucking everything, and like people knocking the door down to get him and shit. But I don't know. I mean, good on him. He's about to have a kid. He's happily. I saw a post on his Instagram the other day, him sitting in a tent in his backyard, just reading a book, having a cup of coffee, and grilling some fucking steaks. I was like, good on him. But yeah, the Russo brothers are also supposed to be making $80 million plus tier bonuses, depending on box office performance for the movie. So these guys are both. I mean, Downey's got his Oscar now. What the fuck? I mean, he can do whatever. He probably already has enough money where tomorrow he could be like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here with the wife and the kids, and see you later." But I'm just. It's gonna be weird. The whole variant thing, like they're apparently saying he's not a Tony Stark variant. He is Victor Von Doom. And the whole variant thing to me is getting to the point where it's a little bit like a fucking easy out. I mean, you can basically now kill anybody and oh shit, they're dead. Let's see. Timeline. Oh, there we go. We'll take him and plunk, put him into the universe, and we've got him back. Keep selling those action figures. Whew. I mean, that's literally what they did in Deadpool. I mean, hopping between. You saw the movie. If you didn't, go back and watch my spoiler review. Anyway, what do you guys think about the RDJ casting I almost said Iron Man, as Doctor Doom? Was there anything you wish they'd shown at Comic-Con that they didn't touch on? For me, it would have been any updates on Blade. Hello, hello, Bueller, Bueller, Mahershala, are you still there? But yeah, comment below. Let me know what you thought of the reveal of RDJ. If you saw the footage from Cap or from Fantastic Four, what you think of it. In the meantime, subscribe, like, tell your friends about the channel. Subscribe, 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 and we'll catch you on the next video.